We are here today at Senate House with our fantastic judging panels, and we're selecting the 12 finalists for our What You Will competition. What You Will is Quorum Shakespeare Schools Foundation's national creative competition for 8 to 25-year-olds, celebrating the 400th anniversary of Shakespeare's first folio. We challenged young people from across the UK to create their own Shakespeare speech, and we've been excited and delighted by the responses to that prompt.
We've had incredible performances, we've had beautifully written pieces of prose, we've had dance, we've had drama, we've had music, and it's been incredible to see the creativity that has come through from the young people's work.
One of the things that I find really interesting that's most unique about CSSF's work is that a lot of people think that Shakespeare is really hard. And Shakespeare is really hard. A lot of the time, I think if you're watching this and you're a parent or you're a teacher, you might think, gosh, those words, so old-fashioned, maybe they're complicated to put together. But the individuals that take part in our programs, while they might find it a little bit hard at first, one of the things that's so amazing is seeing them take control of those words, reimagining them, and using them to perform in their own ways.
This is the kind of competition where it really makes you fall in love with Shakespeare and what he's presented to the English language. As I've grown older, I've learned to appreciate him so much. Being a comedian, actually, a lot of language and a lot of comedic structures come from Shakespeare, things that we do now you don't realise. And when I saw these entries, a lot of the entries, they just really displayed that. So it made me kind of fall back in love with Shakespeare again.
The young people were given the opportunity to reimagine in the wider sense. The stage was wide open for them, and I think that was what was so exciting, and sure enough, they've really delivered.
So I think one of the most beautiful things about today was seeing the freedom with which people engaged with Shakespeare's work. They took the plays and the characters of Shakespeare as a starting point and made it their own. So this showed me how, given a bit of license, young people can develop their own perspectives and bring something to the work and not just sit in awe of it. I was in awe of some of the entries today. They were fantastic.
I really like the creativity that we've seen from the students that have been involved. I like the fact that they've been able to put their own voice to Shakespeare, to characters that won't normally get a voice. I think that absolutely has been amazing to see what else we could know about some of these characters.
But it really is about sinking your teeth into Shakespeare. And oh my goodness, every single entry demonstrated a great amount of humour, a great amount of understanding, a great amount of heart.
That's what really impressed me. Diversity at times within a single submission. There were submissions that made us laugh and also made us feel like we were going to cry at times. In the space of 2 to 3 minutes, it was incredible.
What impressed me most about the entries was how creative, how talented all the entrants were. Be it something written down, be it something you filmed, you showed a real passion for Shakespeare, and to be able to understand Shakespeare in a modern context is a very hard thing to do. I couldn't understand Shakespeare as an A-level student, so to be able to do it now and bring it into a new environment is really, really impressive.
Let's do it again. I think that's what I'd like to say. Let's do it again.
CSSF is a fantastic charity that's been doing such exceptional work for such a long time. We're living in a time with repeated cuts to the arts and arts funding in education. The role of CSSF is more important now than ever in terms of exposing young people, not just to Shakespeare, but to theatre, to art, connecting them with their creativity, giving them the opportunity to play with something that they might otherwise have to sit quietly, study and desperately try to understand to pass an exam.
So Cambridge University Press and Assessment have been involved in promoting the What You Will competition so that students could get involved and we could spread the sort of passion that Quorum has for Shakespeare. It's very much aligned with our own goal. The way that people learn best is when they're passionate and creative about a subject. And the What You Will competition definitely brings that out. But also we've donated the books to the prizes as well. We're offering the Cambridge School Shakespeare series, which is an active series. It's developed to be acted out in classrooms, which is why we think it's perfect. We also hope to have a podcast with some of the winners of the What You Will competition. which I'm actually really looking forward to as the producer of the podcast.
Those finalists are going to be showcased on the West End stage of the Criterion Theatre on the 27th of November at a What You Will celebration gala. And we can't wait to see those young people take to the stage, have their speeches showcased to an audience of friends, family and other young people.
Please come along to the Criterion Theatre at 7 p.m. on the 27th of November for the What You Will Gala. Book your tickets now.